Hello friends, we will discuss the history of USA right from the beginning, from USA, how USA was born till the present time and how it has become a superpower. So we will discuss the phases and phases of the phases in which the USA was born, the American Revolution, the Industrial Revolution and the Civil War. So in the phases we will discuss that USA in the 17th century was a slum area and how it got converted to the in the 18th century to the it born to a nation, and in the 19th century it became a political power, political and economic power, and in the 20th century it has become a superpower. So we will discuss how it got converted from the slum area to the nation, and then nation to the political and economic power, and then to the superpower. We will discuss all these things. Now we will start from the previous first topic. In the previous, we find that the Pliny was a Roman historian, and yes, Roman historian who said that the entire drain of wealth is going from west to east. This was the same opinion of also the Bernier. Bernier was a traveler. He also said the same thing, that the entire drain of wealth is going from west to east. East means India and west means the Europe. So we find that in the earlier time, India was a sink of gold and silver. And the same, Peter the Great of Russia said that the country who will occupy the world trade, who will occupy the trade between east and west, who will control the trade between east and west, will be the superpower. So this led to the Britishers. This led the Britishers a mind that how we can control the entire world. So this was a very important personality, the Peter the Great. We find that how USA was born. USA, when Columbus discovered USA, then for the first time in the USA it was formed. It was not USA. It was America. For the first time, the cotton and tea, coffee, and potato was born. So the tea, coffee, and potato has a very huge demand in the India. So this was very beneficial for the Britishers to capture the America and then sell the tea, coffee, and potato to the India and get a huge profit. So earlier, the Elizabeth I said that gave a charter to the company to go and drain these materials. So this was how the Britishers reach to the USA, that is the America. Now we will look at how the revolution got started, and we will look at the reason, then the phases, and then the evaluation. So the reason we find that for any revolution, we find basically 4 or 5 things. The first thing is social causes. Why? What are the what is the economic causes? Then the political causes, then the society, and then the intellectual. The role of intellectual, very important. So in the economy, we find that for the we know that the Britishers got now want to reach to the America, because they find that for the first time these things, and the first thing that they do is that since America was established by the British, so British has a political right to go and drain the wealth, drain the material, and in the economy we find it how economy the first thing why the revolution started was the economic reason. In the economic reason, we have discussed that the Britishers got the right to have occupy the America, and they started putting on the restriction on the America. That is, they started saying that they make a policy. The policy was named as Navigation Law of 1651. Navigation Law of 1651. According to this law, the any American ship that has to travel to the whole world, they first have to reach to the British coast, then they have to go to the entire world. So basically, they have done when the Britishers when the American ship got reached to the Britishers port, then they take taxes, and in because of this, they were able to they were able to control or monopoly on the trade of the Americas. This was the economic reason. Second, also the second in the economic reason, we also find that the second exploitation was that Britishers maintain a trading monopoly. Trading monopoly in the on the specific items like tobacco and tobacco, tea, and coffee. They maintain a monopoly. That they said that we will have monopoly on these items and you will not. So they were not getting America was not getting enough revenue because of that. So the first thing is that the reason for the American Revolution was the economic exploitation. On the basis of the economy, they were being exploited. Second thing, political reason. In the political reason, we find that let's rub this. Then we will discuss in a very crude manner, in a very smooth manner. So in the political, there were only 13 colonies. In the 13 colony, they will have a governor. Each colony has a governor. So each colony has a governor, and each governor has legislative council. What is the role of this legislative council? They make a law. They make a law to have they make a law that how what should be the trading right, what should be the which items should be transported, and etc. So because of this, but the Americans were not having good representation in the political in the colonies. So we find that the governor was the only one. Governor and the legislative council was the one who have a monopoly and who make a law to according to their own interest, and this have a very huge impact because the law was made on the only for the interest of the Britishers, not for the interest of the Americans. So the first thing, the rift started. This gave a rift. Second thing, the rift get spread because of the political reason, because of political exploitation. They were not getting enough representation, and the very important slogan was that no representation without taxation. That is no representation. So no taxation without representation. No taxation without representation. So this was the political setback to the Americans. So we have discussed the social causes, economic causes, and then the political causes. Now we will just look at the society. If we look at the society, it is a very interesting topic. The society, we will find that in the society of America was based on 4 factors. The first factor is that it was diversified. Second thing is that first one, diversified. Second thing, the diversified get lead to the detachment. Then dynamic, and at the last disappointed. How diversified? We find that it's a very important topic. Diversified because as we said that the America was born because of the Britishers. So in the island, we find, if you look at the geographical map of the USA, there is Atlantic Ocean between the USA, that is USA and the Britain. So the Atlantic Ocean was very strong, and the ocean was very large to cross over there. So the Britishers said that to hire, they have given a charter to the company to work there, but who will the worker? So they have made a plan. The plan was that to send the initially former convict, to send the religious convict and the financial offender to there. That is to send the religious offender, the religious economic offender, and the former convict. former convict or victim. Because since we find these all are going to be dies on one day, so better to send them there. If they survive, then it will benefit for the company, and if they not, then they are already going to die. So earlier they were sent to the America for working. So we find that the society was diversified. Look at this: the religious offender, the economic offender, the former convict, the murderer, etc. They were said. So we find that the society was diversified, and second thing that it was detached. We we can have a good example. For example, the suppose a family is there, family is living in the suppose a person A is there who is of the village. So at some time he goes to the city and he has a son and child. So this son and child who are born in the city, they will not have a love with the village because they are not born there. So we find that the detachment, because the son of these people are very much, they are not attracted, they are not attached to the Britishers because they are born in the America. So they have love with the America, not with the Britishers. So we in this manner they were diversified, and in this manner they were detached from the British. So this also gives us setback. So third thing is that dynamic. Why dynamic? Dynamic because dynamic because they were diversified, so they were liberal. This liberal and detachment gave birth to the dynamism. Because of this dynamism, they have allowed with their America, their own homeland. So now they want to work for the America, and they want to work. They want to have a good country. So they started planting mines, and they started working the mines, and they have developed the art of art of um, art of plantation in the 18th century. So because of the working the mine plantation factor, they were having a huge demand in the market. But since we know that because of the economic factor, that is the British, this because of this ship that go to the trade, they have first go to the British port, then they have to go to the rest of world. So British have a monopoly. So but this fruit of the mines and plantation, that is it means that the crux of the story is that the overall work is done by the American, but the important thing is taken away by the Britishers. So in a way it's dynamism, and so this gave the disappointment because they said that we are working and we are putting our life in danger, and you are reaping the fruit. So this was the societal view, means that society was, because of this they have also given a setback. So we have discussed three things. First the society, first the economic reason of revolution, second thing the political reason of revolution, and third thing the societal reason, that the society is diversified, and so this is disappointed. So all the three sections are diversified. Then the fourth very important role, the role of intellectual. Why intellectual is important? Intellectual are the one who are having a very good mind, beautiful mind. They look at the problem in such a way that they gave a set, they gave a we can say that a path to the people, path to the masses. Since the masses already have a setback, they were already disappointed. But the only one thing that is required for them was a path that was given by the intellectual. Intellectual have given them a path. So we will discuss what are the intellectual. Who the example of intellectual in the American Revolution. So just wait for a second. I think all the topic are being clear. So the role of intellectual we were discussing. The first role of intellectual was Thomas Paine. The first was Thomas Paine. Sorry for the pronunciation. Second was Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin. So Thomas Paine was the one who, if it, now we will compare this with the Indian Revolution. In the Indian Revolution, we find that the role of intellectual, the Dadabhai Naoroji have written a book, the role, the un-British rule of India. Yes. The name of poverty and un-British rule in India. So, because of the poverty and un-British rule in India, the Indian people were able to connect with the exploitation that they were having. Similarly, the Thomas Paine has written a book. The name of the book was Common Sense. In the Common Sense, he has said that he gave a message to the people. This was a pamphlet. With the pamphlet, the people were educated that the Britishers were exploiting us. So by this way, they were able to connect to the masses, and they are able to they are able to give a message to the mass that we have to stand up. This was the role of Thomas Paine. Second thing is that Benjamin Franklin. We can compare. He formed a societal and the political view in by the basis of discussion and a debate. By the basis of discussion and debate. This role was similar to the role of Tilak, that is the Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Bal Gangadhar Tilak have also set up a societal message with the help of a festival, and because of the festival, he was able to connect with the huge masses and show their agitation and also able to tell the masses and that we have to stand up and we have to unite if we want to free. So this role was similar to this role. Benjamin Franklin role can be also compared to the role of the Bal Gangadhar Tilak. So as we discussed that he has met the discussion and debate, and because of this discussion and debate, the masses are able to connect to these leaders. Now the third and important was that Henry Patrick. The role of Henry Patrick can be compared to the role of Subhash Chandra Bose. He has given us a very famous line. The line was that, "Give me death or independence." He said that, "Give me death or independence." The single line was said by our leader Subhash Chandra Bose. "Give me blood, I will give you freedom, independence." So we find that this role is, as we have compared the role of these intellectuals with our leaders. So we find that the role of intellectual is very important, because with the help of intellectual, the society is able to connect with the people, and in a way they have got their leader. So without a leader, a mass cannot do anything. So they have provided a leader. Now the setback was important. Now this all we have discussed. The only thing was required was a spark, because with the help of a spark, the revolution can be turned into the agitation can be turned into a revolution, and because of the revolution, the operation can be finished. So we have discussed the reason. These are the reason, the very huge reason, and we find that you have able to connect this. Now the phases in which the policy was formed.